Star Wars fans rejoice. This is the game you've been looking for. Star Wars fans used to disappointment from the franchise's films, games, and other media no longer need to worry. Jedi Fallen Order is an amazing Star Wars experience both in gameplay and story. This review is spoiler-free, so no story details are revealed, but I will say that from the start, Fallen Order pulls you into the Star Wars universe like many other Star Wars media has failed to do so before. Of course, the overall interpretation of the story, the characters, and the game related to the Star Wars universe is purely subjective, but I think most fans will enjoy it. The gameplay of Fallen Order is nothing like we've seen from a Star Wars game before. It incorporates different aspects from many different games like the exploration and movement of Tomb Raider, traversal mechanics from Prince of Persia, and combat similar to the Arkham games and Soul series, all with a Metroidvania spin. Those looking for a similar experience to Force Unleashed, look elsewhere. This is not it, and this is far from a bad thing. While Force Unleashed can be a balls-to-the-wall Jedi action experience, Fallen Order is much more methodical in its combat and exploration, but still has plenty of awesome Jedi experiences, just at a much slower pace. This slower pace lets the player explore each open-world area where they can take in the sights, search for hidden items and lore, as well as find new upgrades and outfits. The game spans many open worlds which can be explored in any order as they unlock over tens of hours where your Jedi will be jumping, wall running, swinging, sliding, force pushing and pulling, and slicing and dicing the world's inhabitants and Empire Stone with beautiful lightsaber and force ability actions. Controlling your lightsaber feels great. Button mashing will not get you far in Fallen Order though. From menacing robots to even the tiniest and more docile looking creatures will put up a decent fight and take you down if you try to button mash your way through them. Each enemy will dodge and attack in different ways, so you will have to use all your abilities to overcome them. Blocking, dodging, parrying, and your force skills will be used in conjunction with one another to take them down. For the most part, combat is an awesome experience, with your lightsaber feeling as though it's weighty in your hand and your strikes have significant impact. Knowing your enemy is keen will help you survive. Coming at them without properly utilizing all the techniques you've learned will surely get you killed. These damn rat-looking things took me down until I realized how the game was meant to be played. One-on-one combat is much easier than facing multiple foes for all the obvious reasons, but the camera can cause issues here as it has a hard time focusing on exactly who you're aiming at and may clip through some of the world's objects. Your lightsaber can be upgraded with a multitude of different parts to fully customize it, from color to material. It can also be opened and closed at your own will and even used as a light in dark places. Along with upgrading your saber, your character will unlock different cosmetic upgrades and abilities to become more powerful along the way. Each world has its own areas to explore that can only be accessed by unlocking certain abilities. A path you found blocked in the beginning of the game may now be accessed with your force push, for instance. This unlocking of abilities will give access to more exploration for further access to more upgrades and lore. It is a nice little loop of gameplay that keeps areas feeling fresh and keeps tedium from setting in. Plus, the interactive map isn't an Ubisoft icon-riddled mess, it's simple and serves its purpose. If you do happen to be taken down during combat, you will respawn for the last meditation spot you found. These spots serve as a resting place where you can upgrade your skills, take a breather, and replenish your health. In doing so, all enemies will respawn, much like the Soul series. While this sounds terrible that enemies are never truly extinguished, this system is not as punishing as the Soul series as there are plenty of meditation spots, and since the combat is enthralling and lightsabers are just awesome, you don't mind hacking up some more enemies. Every enemy can be hacked up with your saber to utter satisfaction, even though human enemies like stormtroopers cannot be dismembered. All other creatures can be, however. Slicing that damn rat in half that killed you a couple times is a satisfying experience. Of course, dismembering stormtroopers would have added more satisfaction to the saber combat, but it still feels great. If you do die during combat, all experience is lost until you respawn and find that damn enemy that took you down. Once you slash that enemy, you will receive everything back. You don't need to take him down to receive your lost XP. This makes things a bit easier and keeps frustration from setting in if you keep dying from the same damn enemy. At least you're getting your XP back each time. Out of combat, the exploration plays a huge role in Fallen Order. The areas will need to be explored with all the previous locomotion methods I stated earlier. There are some issues with the exploration as your character can feel somewhat clunky jumping and grasping onto ledges, which will lead to falls and deaths. Even if you do fall, this isn't instant death, but you will respawn close to where you had fallen and have another chance to jump, wall run, or slide to your next objective. So Jedi Fallen Order gets an 8.5 out of 10 and a buy now. It is a looker of a game that runs well and utilizes the Star Wars license in all the right ways. Lightsaber combat is finally great again, the force abilities are perfectly utilized in the open, puzzle-ridden alien world, and the story, voice acting, music, graphical look all lend well to a great Star Wars experience. Marred only by some minor flaws like some wonkiness, unprecise traversal mechanics, camera issues, and blind AI, Fallen Order is a great game that shouldn't be missed by anyone, hardcore fan or not. So remember, if you like the review, be sure to subscribe and give me a thumbs up. Till next time, keep on gaming.
It can only be a Rosha tree from Kashyyyk.